Think positive.
Welcome back to the Gulan Bros podcast. GA for short. I'm your host, Prince. This is a space for inner work, self-improvement, self-discovery, mindset, accountability, integrity, reflection, and personal development. This podcast is built for growth, for honesty, and for becoming a better version of yourself, one day at a time. New episodes drop every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Today's episode is called World Builder. I'm so lost. Need to find my feet. Who is there to be the guide for me? I build what I feel is right for me. No examples, no evidence, no excuses, no blueprint. I build the world around me. There comes a point where every voice begins to sound the same. Go this way. Do it like this. This worked for me. Advice isn't difficult to find. Direction is. Because direction isn't always something that's given. Sometimes it's discovered. Sometimes it doesn't even exist until someone decides to create it. Maybe that's why being lost feels so uncomfortable. Not because there's nowhere to go, but because nothing in front of you has your name on it. There's a difference between walking towards something and walking because everyone else is. One asks you where you're going. The other asks if you belong. Maybe those aren't the same question. Who decides what the right way looks like? The majority, tradition, experience, or the person willing to take the first step into the unknown. It's easy to walk where footsteps already exist. It's difficult to trust the ground no one has stepped on before. That's where doubt begins. Not because the destination is impossible, but because there isn't any proof that it can be reached. No signs, no landmarks, nothing familiar. Just possibility. Possibility doesn't raise its voice. It doesn't compete for attention. It simply waits. Waiting to see who believes in something before everyone else does. Maybe that's why certainty feels so good. It removes questions. It quiets doubt. It makes tomorrow feel predictable. But not everything begins with certainty. Some things begin with curiosity, with conviction. Some begin because remaining still eventually becomes heavier than taking a step. Not every beginning announces itself. Sometimes it looks exactly like uncertainty. The first step doesn't feel like confidence. It feels like willingness. Who is there to be the guide for me? The question lingers longer than expected. Maybe because some questions aren't answered immediately. Maybe because silence has its own language. Silence never tells you where to go. It simply gives you enough room to hear your own thoughts. Sometimes that's uncomfortable. Sometimes it's necessary. Because when every outside voice fades, whatever remains has your attention. There are people who build from instructions, page after page, step after step. Nothing wrong with that. Then there are moments in life where no instructions exist, no chapter to turn, no example to imitate, No one waiting at the finish line saying, "You're almost there." Only another decision, then another, then another. It's strange. The more unfamiliar something becomes, the more we search for permission. Almost as if permission makes uncertainty disappear. It doesn't. It simply delays the decision. Maybe every creation begins the same way, not with applause, with certainty, with proof. Maybe with an idea, quiet enough to be ignored, strong enough to remain. The question is never whether ideas exist. They always do. The question is, which ones become real? Is it the loudest idea, the safest one, or the one someone refuses to let go of, even when no one else can see it? I build what I feel is right for me. That thought carries more weight than it first appears, because it asks something in return. Responsibility. If the decision is mine, then so is the outcome. Success doesn't belong to someone else. Failure doesn't belong to someone else. The weight of building belongs to the builder. Maybe that's why so many people spend their lives waiting for another opinion, another sign, another voice to say, "This is it." But another voice can't build what only your hands were meant to build. It can encourage, it can inspire, it can challenge, but it can't decide. That part has always belonged to you. No examples, no evidence, no excuses, no blueprint. Those words almost sound empty until you have to live them. No examples, meaning there's nothing to compare it to. No evidence, meaning belief arrives before proof. No excuses, meaning fear no longer gets the final word. No blueprint, meaning every decision becomes part of the design. Maybe that's why building feels slower than following. When you follow, someone already measured the distance, made the mistakes, knew where the turns were. But building asks different questions. What belongs here? What should stay? What should never exist? Brick after brick, those answers begin to take shape. The world around us isn't only made of buildings. Maybe it's made of choices. The conversations we continue, the ones we walk away from, the thoughts we entertain, the thoughts we refuse, the people we welcome, the boundaries we create, the habits we repeat. Every decision places something around us. Slowly, without noticing, a world begins to form. Not overnight, not all at once. Quietly, almost unnoticed, until one day you look around and realize you've been living inside something you've been building this entire time. Maybe that was the question all along. Not, where am I supposed to go? But, what am I willing to build? Because one question waits for direction, the other creates it. One waits for certainty, the other keeps moving without it. Maybe that's why the beginning feels so unfamiliar. Nothing reminds you that you're on the right track. Nothing confirms you're getting closer. Just another day, another thought, another brick, another decision. Sometimes that's enough. Some worlds can't be found. They have to be built. One decision, one thought, one brick at a time. And maybe That's exactly where I'm meant to begin. I hope you found something worth taking with you today. Maybe a new perspective, maybe a moment to pause and reflect. Thank you for being here and sharing this space with me. Your presence matters. If this resonated with you, share it with someone you care about because growth spreads through connection. I'll see you next time. Take care of yourself, stay grounded, and as always, be safe.